There we go. And down there very, very nicely. So when lava is exposed, you can see the little bubbles there. I should have mentioned that at the front end. This is like little steam explosions happening. Only small bubbles, but we only make it small, so it's safe. But you can see that process happening right there. So the lava itself, if it is exposed to wind, like if it's flying or blowing off a mountainside, we often get these beautiful hairs of lava forming. These are called Pele's hairs, and they're really fine black strands of lava. And because they're so fine, they're very brittle, and they break down very, very quickly and become part of the sediment. You see, as soon as this has gone black, it's basically already cooled down. So it's a long, long strand here. So because they are so brittle, they break down, and you only normally see them at the eruption itself. So usually very, very fast they break down. So they're very uncommon to see after the actual eruption. On the top section here, you can see this crust forming here. This is what lava does to protect itself from the atmosphere. It grows this lovely crust on the top, but it's also underneath. So it's actually a tube that it creates for itself. And the fresh lava is flowing along inside in here, underneath through inside the insulation. You can see in here, it's digging here. All that fresh lava is flowing along in the middle there. Getting some lovely bubbling happening down the bottom there as well. And you might notice as well, there is a lovely pattern forming on the top down here. It looks like a ripple pattern on top. So this is because the crust itself is forming on the top. The fresh lava is pushing along inside underneath there and dragging that top surface along a little bit. So it's deforming it and making this beautiful ripply pattern. This is called ropey texture. So this is ropey pahoehoe. And you see this in many places around Iceland. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, I have some extra ice now. If you'd like to see what happens. Max is just refilling the lava into the furnace, ready for the next show. So I'll put some ice on top, and let's see what happens when we put ice on top of the lava. Pop that down there now. Okay, we've got some steam immediately going into the lava here, making a beautiful big bubble there. Steam goes in through here. So we've got this lovely block of ice, and the steam is being produced underneath it. And as that's being produced, it is being forced into the lava. It's got more bubbles happening inside that large bubble as well. So really, really beautiful. Another bubble is forming inside there. So this is how we make, this is how lava inflates and forms. Oh, it's broken already there. Just break this open. It's very much like breaking glass here. You can see the other beautiful bubbles on the inside here forming really nicely. So when we have steam that can go into the lava, or it can be another gas, it inflates the lava like you saw in the beautiful bubble there, and it can form beautiful lava caves like this. I'm just going to close this one off here. Bubbling up through this section as well here. So just leave that to sit there. So lava caves form in exactly that same process that that bubble did. We had steam forced into the lava or gas, inflates in that space and creates a lovely pocket like that big bubble was. And these small bubbles are the same in here as well. So they form really beautifully inside there. And this is, as I said, the process of lava caves. So sometimes if we're really lucky, these will be lovely big open spaces that are preserved inside a big pile of lava. And then we can find them at some point if we're lucky in the future, and then can go inside these beautiful caves. They can be really huge, big caverns, and you go in there and all these awesome lava features are preserved. There's beautiful colors of reds and oranges, different textures in there as well. It's just absolutely beautiful to go and have a look at them on the inside there. So I'm going to lift this here right now and show you this tube of lava that I was talking about that it creates, this insulation it creates. It's a beautiful tube of it. So I'll just lift it up here. I'm probably pulling all the lava everywhere, but you can see here, I'll just lift it quite slowly. I'm actually pulling the whole lot of it, like this. And you can see really clearly this lovely tube that the lava creates for itself. I'll just see if I can open it on this side nicely here. So inside here, we have our lovely fresh lava, or fresh, should I say, the lava that was flowing along on the inside in here. Really, really beautiful lava in here. And it's been happily going along inside the tube of insulation that it creates for itself here. Maybe I'll open it a bit down here as well, let's see. very, very hot on the inside still in here. So you can see really nicely that big tube that it creates. So lava does this in all situations, and it can happily flow along inside this space really, really nicely. So what I'm going to do now is put some paper onto the lava so you can see what happens when we put paper on there, and you can see just how hot the lava is right now. So I'll just put a little piece down here. You hear these crackling noises that are happening? This is the lava cooling and contracting. So the lava, when it's heated up, the molecules that make up the lava are moving really, really fast. That's what makes it so bright. And when those molecules are cooling down, they slow down as well. So they slow and the lava cools and contracts. So that's all these noises you're going to hear. So you can hear them cracking away here really nicely. So I'll just pop that on down there. And you can see very, very hot lava. It's incredibly hot still. So this is what would happen to us if we got onto lava. Sad to say, we would just incinerate just like that. And then it would be very quick. We wouldn't know anything very much about it. So just put another piece on here as well. Very, very, very hot still. So the lava came out at about 1100 degrees from the furnace. So when lava becomes out of it, or comes out of a furnace, or it comes out of, let's say, an eruption of some sort, as soon as it hits the atmosphere, it immediately loses about 100 degrees Celsius, just straight up, because it's hitting the atmosphere. So when it does this, it loses that amount of temperature, then it starts to create its tube of insulation, which is layers and layers and layers of lava that you can see there, where the lava has been flowing inside there. And this takes a little bit more time, and then the fresh lava is flowing through in the middle. So the outside part is the part that cools quickly compared to the inside. It protects the inside, which keeps it very, very hot in there. So I've got a temperature gun here. I'm just going to show you the difference in temperature here. So I'll put it on where the ice was to start with, because that's going to be the coldest part of our lava. Okay, so this is still 420 degrees, where it's black there. It looks like it's cooled down. It is certainly not cooled down. So if you go to the eruption at all, please keep a very good thing in mind here, that lava can be very deceptive. Just because it's black on the outside, one, it does not mean it's cool, and two, it does not mean that just underneath there that the rest of the lava is the same temperature. Because just over here, if I put it on here, our lava here is 700 degrees. So huge difference in temperature there. But in underneath this icy part here, or the part that I put the ice on, it's very hot inside there. I'll break it open in a minute and show you. If I can get this to go in this little hole in here. Yeah, okay, it's 837 degrees just in this little hole, and that's already been opened and exposed to the atmosphere here. If I could break it here, which I can't right now because it's a bit too sticky, that would be still well over 920 degrees Celsius. So amazingly good at keeping its temperature in. All right, so if we hadn't had this lava flow here and just left it alone, did nothing with it, no pulling and planing or no ice, this would take about 3 days to cool down. So this is only a small amount of lava, but it would still take that amount of time to cool. So it takes a very long time for lava to cool down because it protects itself from the outside. So it cools from the outside in. In nature, though, we obviously have a lot more lava than this in a natural eruption. So when this is the case, like let's say for example last year at the eruption down there at the Reykjanes Peninsula, there was a beautiful lava lake formed. This is over 100 meters deep, and this lava lake, because it's so deep and well insulated by the lava around the outside, that would take many decades, up to even a century or perhaps even longer, to go all the way to the middle in terms of cooling. So it takes a very, very long time because the lava is so good at insulating. So you see when it's gone black and shiny? It's doing this because this is cooling very fast. When the lava cools really fast, it doesn't have the opportunity to cool slowly enough to form mineral crystals. So mineral crystals are required for lava to form beautiful rock like this. So when it doesn't have the chance to do that, it turns into a volcanic glass. So that's what we're going to end up with today, a beautiful shiny black volcanic glass. Just because the lava cools so fast here in this situation, only because it's so thin. If it had a chance to be thicker and cool more slowly, in the very middle part that cools slowly and the slowest out of all of it, it may actually form some crystals in that middle section. But we don't here, we only have a small amount. And obviously we can't leave our lava sit here for 3 days anyway, because we have more than one show a day. So we need to come in here and take the lava away. So we use steel for everything, like the steel rod that I use. We use steel buckets, steel shovels to come in and take the lava away. Because steel has a much higher melting point than the lava itself. It doesn't melt till about 1500 degrees, so it's never going to melt. And you may notice with the lava stick that I use, I never put it in and leave it there. I always take it back out, so the heat can't conduct back up the stick at all. All right, I'm just going to change my glasses out now. I wear flame-proof glasses to start with because I'm the one hanging over the top of the very hot lava. And so I can now go to the same glasses as you because it's cooled down enough, and I can see everyone better. Does anyone have any questions right now? Yeah?
What's the exact reason of the glasses?
For you, it's protecting your eyes. Because if you're hearing these little cracking noises and so forth that the lava is making, occasionally we will have little bits, we haven't got any today, but occasionally a little bit will spit up and spit out. And the last thing we want is anyone to have any issues with us.
Particles, there's nothing about radiation.
About what?
Radiation.
No, not the radiation is not a big issue. Well, I mean, you certainly don't want to have your eyes exposed to high temperatures if you don't have to. So this will protect you to some extent in that regard, but mostly it's just because of the fact that, yeah, one, you might have sensitive eyes and you don't want to be, having the heat exposed, but also if a little bit does go, the last thing we want is anyone to have a piece go in their eye. So it's very important. Oh, there we go, look, we've got a tiny little piece right here. So that would be fine on the ground there, but if it went up, I mean, it's not going to hurt your clothing or anything, but you just don't want to have any issues. That's why we have this safety requirement of keeping the safety glasses on, yeah? So it's very important that you do that. So I'm going to see this is broken here really nicely in this section. So I'd like to break it a little bit more here. If it's ready to, let's just see. No, it's going to stay in one piece at the moment, but you can see if I lift it up here, this big orange glow underneath that you can see there. You can see on that side. It's really, really hot underneath there still. I'll come and lift it from the other side, don't worry. There's a lot of heat underneath here as well. Just going to lift it here as well. Oh, it's starting to break in the center here. Okay, and I might need to lift it this way for you. See the orange glow underneath there, yeah? Really, really hot underneath in the space still. Right, now it's ready to break then. Yep, I am right now. So I'm just going to turn this over here. Crack it again, yep. And you'll be able to see just how hot this is in the middle here. So just turn that up and just quietly turn that over for everyone. You see how warm this is still inside here. So where it's on the outside and it's black, it's under 600 degrees, but if it's still orange or red at all, it's well over 600 degrees. And you can see this was black on the outside, insulating the lava in the middle there, which was very, very hot still, and is very hot still. So just going to crack this open, and again, you can just see really, really well here how hot this is in the inside. So very, very warm in there. Beautiful, medium rare cooked lava, hey? That's how we like it. So on the bottom here, notice that there's some of this fused onto the bottom, and this is the only thing that gets added to the lava when we put it back into the furnace. It's just that when it's hot coming out here, it sticks onto the bottom like this, just a little bit, and it's the same raw material anyway, so it's really not any different to what we're putting in when we're recycling the lava. Because we do recycle the lava, we put it back into the furnace. I'm just going to lift this up here and have a little look here. You can see in there's some lovely spaces inside here. If you look at the little orange glows through there, there's some steam. Most of the steam went into our bubbles, but some has gone in like little honeycomb pocketing into this section as well. I'll just move it around and everyone can see that a little bit through here. This is how I get my workout every day, lifting the lava. Alright, just going to leave it up here. You can see all these little orange glowing bits inside there. So they're all little pockets where the lava has gone, or the steam has gone in. Can you guys see over there? You see those little pockets of orange in there? They're all little bits where the steam has popped in there as well. So we have the big steam bubbles that we have, as well as these sections in here. This is more like a honeycomb kind of effect in here. The steam's popped in and out all over the place, but the big parts were in the bubbles. Yeah. Now you can see it through there. You can see in there all the little pockets, small little pockets all through inside there of the steam gone inside the lava. Just move it a little bit more for everyone on the end there. Just lift it up again here for you. And you can all see in there, the little pockets all through in here as well. So the steam can go in, and if you look here closely, you can see there's a pocket in under here as well, more in under here. This is becoming very brittle now because it is cooling down. As you can see, it becomes incredibly brittle. So if I even try and lift this, it will probably, fall apart. But there's lots of pockets in there as well. So up here was our piece of lava here that we picked up. And as I just touched it just right then, it broke straight away when I even touched it. So just very, very brittle once it cools. But see inside how hot it still is in here. Like really, really, really hot. So this is well over that 600. So even though it looks nice and cool inside, it's absolutely nothing of the sort. It's very, very hot in the inside. There's a little section there where some lava has come out. I'm just going to pick this up and show you quickly. It's actually going dark quickly, so it's going to be a bit difficult to see. But this is a little part where what we have remaining here, the lava was in this pocket in the middle and has come out. Can you see that? Just going to move it around really quickly so that everyone can see. So this is the layers of insulation remaining. So the lava was in that little space in there, has come out the end, and this shows you the insulation that the lava creates for itself. So it does this, and the fresh lava is busy. Can you see that there? In the section there, the little piece in the middle where the lava has come out and the layers are left there. Can you see there as well? So this is what it does. It's quite efficient at doing this, like incredibly good at doing this. All right, I'm just going to break this up a little bit more just to show you how hot that still is on the inside. It's sort of like glowing through here as well. Let's have a look if it's in here. Yeah. Still an awful lot of heat inside in the lava here. It's still really, really warm. Back here. You can still see this heat inside our lava here. So incredibly good at keeping that heat in. Absolutely amazingly good. All right, I'm just going to turn the light off now. Does anyone have any questions at this point in time? No? Hey, okay. This is like my first show today with no questions. Awesome. Okay, so would you like a piece of lava to take home with you? Yeah, straight away. Are you going to come first? Yeah, no. Okay, so at all times, it's really important.